Hey folks, welcome back. So in the last video we talked about Python numbers. In this video we will talk about Python strings. So let's get started. So Python strings, what is a string? A string is a set of characters. So we represent the characters in a string format. So if we look at here, we can define strings in two ways. So using single quotes and using double quotes. So here we defined first name as single quotes and the last name as double quotes. And we can also define multi-line strings using triple quote, either single triple quote or single double quote. So here we define the multi-line string using single triple quote. We can also use triple double quote as well. And similarly, we can use strings as arrays. So like accessing the character at a specific position, and we cannot update the position with another character because the strings are immutable data type. So we can use just like arrays, we can do slicing on it, and we can use indexing operation as well. So we can use for loop to iterate through each character of the string, and we have some of by inbuilt methods for the string. So by using that we can perform different actions like converting it given string to lowercase, uppercase, and title case, like that. So in order to find string length, we can use a built-in function len. When we pass string to it, it will count the number of characters in that specific string. So if we check this specific string like Python is awesome, if we do print len of a, it will give 17 because it has a 17 characters length. And using in operator, so we use in operator to find the given substring is exist in the given string or not. So if we see here, we just define the sentence apple is awesome fruit, and is substring equals to awesome in sentence. So this is the substring that we are trying to check whether that is it exists in the given string or not. So we are using in operator and checking that. So it will give a boolean which is either true or false. So here we awesome is there in the sentence, so it did give a true as output. So similarly we can use not in. It gives only true when the given string is not in the other string, like whatever the string that we are trying to check. So here we have a sentence apple is awesome fruit, and then print June not in sentence, which is true. So if we do apple not in sentence, and then that will give false because apple exists in the string. So similarly, we can do a slicing on string. So here we are using slicing on this string, awesome. And if we do b of 2 to 5, it will give ESO. And similarly, if we do b and then square bracket of colon, this syntax, so it if nothing is given, so to in the previous example, 2 is the starting index, and 5 is the last index, which is exclusive. So similarly we use string methods. We have a upper method to convert the string to uppercase. So here we have this string, and when we do title dot upper, which converts the variable title string to uppercase, we can see that here. And similarly we have lower method, so which converts the all string characters into lowercase. And we have strip. It converts the it removes the spaces beginning or ending of the string. So if nothing is given, so it just takes the default replaceable character as space. If any other character is given, then it will use that to replace it. And we have replace function, sorry, replace method. So here when we do here we are replacing the j with p, so it will give a Python is awesome because j is replaced with p. Similarly we have split. So what split does is it takes the marker, and using that it will split the given string. So if nothing is given, it will consider the space character as a marker. So here we are not passing anything, so it's just splitting the string in using the space. So it always gives the list as the output. So we can concatenate two strings using plus operator. So here we have first name and last name, and when we do a full name equals to first name plus last name, so it will concatenate first name and last name. And formatting the strings, we use this syntax. Inside the string, we can use these flower brackets and then use dot format method and pass the whatever the positional argument that we want to pass. So we can do this in three ways: either positional placeholders, or using name positional namespaces, or name placeholders. And we can escape the special characters in the string. So like we are defining the string with string using double quote or single quote. So if we want to have double quote or single quote in the string, then we need to escape that specific character, which is single quote or double quote. So we use backslash character to escape that. So here we can see some of the examples to escape the different strings. Like this will escape single quote, and this will escape a backslash, and so slash n, which represents new line, and slash r represents carriage return, and slash t backslash t. Sorry, these are all backslashes. So backslash t represents tab, and backslash b backspace, and backslash f form fade, and octal value backslash triple o, and hexa value backslash xhh. So these are the different string methods available. So capitalize, which converts the first character to uppercase, and then followed by all other lowercase characters, and based on the provided string. So case fold, which converts the string to lowercase, and center, which centers the string, and count, which returns the number of times that a specific substring is repeated in a given string, and encode, which we can use the encode to encode the string into given format like UTF-8 or ASCII, or Latin one, something like that. And ends with, which checks the whether the given string is ends with a specific string or not. So expand tabs, which sets the tab size of the string, and find, which searches the string for a specific value and returns the position where it was found. And format, we use format method to format the string based on the whatever the positional or name values passed. Format and format map works very similar. It just takes the arguments, and the format map takes the dictionary. So index, which searches for the specific value and returns the position of the string where it was found. So is all num, it just checks the whether the given string has all numeric and alphabetical characters. So if any other non-alphabetical or non-numeric character is found, and then it returns false. So is alpha, it only checks for alphabetical orders, sorry, alphabetical characters. And is decimal, it checks for whether the string has all decimal characters or not. So each digit, it just checks the characters are in string digits or not. Is identifier, which returns true if the string is an identifier. So is lower, which returns true if the given string is in lowercase. So is numeric, it checks the whether all characters in string are numeric or not. Is printable, it returns true if the characters in string are printable. So is space, which checks for the all white characters, white space characters. If non-white space character is there, and then it returns false. Otherwise, it returns true. So is title, it checks the string whether the string is in title case or not. Is upper, it checks for whether the string is in uppercase or not. So dot join, it takes the iterable element, and iterable element which contains the strings, and then by using dot string join, will just that just joins the all strings in the iterable element, whether that is a list or tuple or any other iterable. So L just, it returns the left justified version of the string. So lower, which converts the string to lowercase, and L strip, what it does is like it removes the starting position of the characters from the left side. You don't remove a right side. Let's say we have string abcd, and then if we do abcd dot L strip of a, and then it just removes the left side a, and it don't do anything on right side. So make trans, it returns the translation table to be used in translations, and partition, it returns tuple, whether the string is parted into three parts or not. Replace, which replaces the specific value with the given value, and or find, which searches for the specific value and returns the last position where it was found, and or index searches for the string at a specific value, specified value, and returns the last position of where it was found. Well, and or just, it returns the right justified version of the string. So we have all other methods as well. Or partition, which works similar to partition, but it just returns on right side only. Or split the strings its specific separator and returns the list. It works similar to split. And R strip as well. It works similar to strip, but it works from the right side. Split lines. So it breaks the string into multiple lines based on the new line character. Starts with, it just checks the string whether it starts with a given string or not. Strip, it removes the spaces, whatever the white spaces are there at starting and ending of the string. Swap case, it converts the lowercase to uppercase and uppercase to lowercase. Title, which converts the first character of each word to uppercase. Translate, it returns a translated string, and upper, it converts the all given string characters into uppercase. Z fills the string with specific number of zero values at the beginning. So these are the different string methods. Mostly we won't be using all the methods, but it's better to know. So that's all about string and string methods in Python. So let's get started with the coding part. So for coding part, we will cover these topics: defining strings, multi-line strings, and strings, array, and indexes, and the strings for loop, and all these. So let's get started with defining strings. So we created the string.py, and let's start with defining strings. So name equals to ng, and name2 equals to John. So here we defined name with single quote and name2 a variable with double quote. Let's print both of these. Print name and print name2. So, and let's run this program, Python strings.py. So we can see both the values are given the same. There is not much difference. So that's how we define the double quote and single quote strings. And let's go here and how to define multi-line strings. So we use multi-line strings. We use triple quotes to define multi-line strings. So let's define sentence. Okay. S equals to triple quote, and then this is multi-line string and print s. So this is we used triple quote, triple single quote to define the multi-line string. Let's execute it. Python strings.py, so we can see the string is in multi-line. So we can also use a triple quote to define multi-line strings, and let's execute the same here. Python strings.py. So the output is same. So we use double quote, triple quote, because when we have, let's say if I want to define any single quote in this line. So so let's say I used ng's. So here we have a single quote. So in this case we use a triple quote because we don't want to escape. I mean, let's say if you don't want to escape the single quote in the string. So if we run it, like, it works. So that's how we define multi-line strings and strings as arrays. We use string as arrays, like indexing part. Let's say fruit equals to orange, and then print fruit of 1, then it gives r. Let's run it. So we can see that r it's printed. So let's say we define 0, then it gives o, and if we I mean, we use index 4, and then 0 1 2 3 4, it should give z. We got that. So that's how we define, I mean, we access character of the string using indexes. And we can use slicing as well. Let's say if I want only first character to till fourth character, and then if I run this, so we can see ran, so which is the first character r, a, and n. which is and then the next character z is at index 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are the starting position of slicing is 1, so which is RAM. So if we remove the starting position and then it takes the 0, so here we can see this part. You can also do same thing for right side as well. Let's say if you want only from fourth character till end, and then it gives that. So that's how we do slicing part as well. And so we use for loop to strings as well. Let's iterate name equals to for character in name, then print character. And if we run python strings.py, so we can see that we got character, each character. So that's how we use the string in for loop. Let's remove this and string len built-in method. So we use len built-in method, or sorry, built-in function to count the number of characters in a string. So let's define yes equals to python is awesome, and then print len of s. And then it should give 17 because we have 17 characters including space characters. So that's how we use len. And we have in operator. So let's say s equals to I love apple. Let's check if mango is in apple or not. Print mango in s, so which gives false because mango is not in the yes. So let's say if we use love, then it gives true because love is in the given variable s. So that's why it did return true. So that's how we use in operator. And let's talk about not in. So it works very similar. S equals to python is awesome. Let's say print java not in s. It gives true because java is not in s. And let's say if we pass python, it should give false because python is there in the variable s. So let's execute it. Python strings.py, which gives false. So that's how we use not in. Let's remove that. And okay, we already covered slicing part. Let's talk about string methods. So when we use upper, it converts the string to uppercase. Let's say s equals to python is awesome. Let's use print s dot upper, and then let's run python strings.py. So here we can see that it converted all characters into uppercase. Let's use lower. So it converted all characters into lowercase. Actually, the first character is P in uppercase. So, but in output we have all lowercase characters. Let's use strip, and if we pass it, it did nothing. Let's say we have spaces here and spaces here, and if we execute the Python file, so we can see that the spaces were removed. There were no spaces. Let's say if don't use the if we didn't use the strip method, and if we print it, so here we can see spaces, and here also we can see the spaces. So that's how a strip works. And we can replace. Okay, let me remove these spaces here. Yeah, why not? We'll just replace the space with nothing. So let's use replace to replace space with empty string, and let's run the program. So here we can see that all spaces were replaced with empty string. So let's say we just want to replace Python with Java. So how we can do, we just use first parameter as Python and then Java. So we want to replace Python with Java. So once we run it, like, we can able to see Java is awesome. So that's how we use replace and split. Let's use split. So if we use split without any without passing any parameter, it just uses the separator as space. So let's clear it out and run Python things.py. So here we can see that it returned a list with 3 words, because here we have space and here we have space. So it based on that space, it divided the string into 3 parts. Let's say if I want to split it with character I, then it should split the string into only 2 parts, because we have I at only one place. So let's pass I here and do Python things. So here we can see that it divided the string into 2 parts. So that's how split works. We can pass whatever. Let's say we have apple, mango, and banana. So if we want to split the string with comma, and then it just removes the it just split the string into multiple words based on the comma. So that's how split works. And we have plus operator, which is a concatenation operator. If we use that on strings, like, it concatenates the 2 strings. Let's see an example for that. Let's remove this. Let's define first name equals to John and last name equals to D, or just O, and full name equals to first name plus empty space and then plus last name, and print full name. So once we do that, let's clear it out and execute it again. Python string.py. So here we can see that John and then space and then do. So this statement, what it did is, like, it concatenated all these 3 strings into one. So that's how the plus operator works. And let's talk about format. So we can use format in 3 ways. Let's define okay, this equals to apple top cost is, let's say, $300. So if we have this value 300, if we have that if we are defining that dynamically, let's say if we are calling another function and fetching that cost, and then we can use format to format the given string with that value. Let's define amount equals to 500. So we want to format that value here. In that case, like, we can use simply define this flower braces and print s dot format, and let's pass amount. So when we do that, it's just prints the value here. So it replaces these 2 flower braces with the 500 value. So similarly, we can pass a position 0, or let's use the other string. S equals to banana cost is $5, and orange cost is $2. So if we want to replace these 2 cost, let's say cost banana equals to 5 4, cost orange equals to 2. In that case, like, if we define 1 and define 0 here, and if we do s dot format orange is at 0, right? So we need to pass orange first parameter and cost is second parameter. So though we pass these two, in this is first argument and sorry, this is first parameter and sorry, this is first argument and second argument. Though we pass that, it I mean replaces the this first argument with cost banana and first I mean argument sorry zeroth argument with cost orange. So let's in that. So here we can see that 4 and 2. So cost of orange is 4. So because we have this 0 position, so which replaces it with the cost orange and position 1 replaced with cost banana. So if we just define these two as without the position and then if we execute it, so here we can see that first position is replaced with orange cost and second position is replaced with banana cost. So that's how we use position to replace it correctly. I mean, or format it correctly. So similarly, we can use names instead of the indexes or position. We can use names. So what we can do is orange equals to cost orange, banana equals to cost banana. So we can just simply replace the name here because so replace that with banana and orange. So if we can also use these names, which is more I mean, which is easy to read. So let's use Python strings. So here we can see that banana cost is $4 and orange cost is 2. Oh, okay, here we did miss a dollar. So let's run it. So here we can see that 4 and 2. If we replace this with orange, okay, let's copy and replace, and orange with banana, and then if we run it, so we can see that the value is updated to 2 and 4. So that's how we format the strings. These are the three ways that we can format the string. And title, it converts the given string to title case. Python is awesome. So if we do int start title, and then if we check that, like, so here we can see that here we have three words. So each word's first character is in uppercase. So that's how a title works. And find, let's see, find, I want to find is in yes. So that's how we just use dot find, and let's clear this and run Python strings.py. So if you see here, it returned 7 because the index of I is at 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's why it returned 7. Let's say we have one more is in the variable s. Let's run it. So though we have a double is word, it did return first what we call first occurrence of the word. So that's how that works, and we can see index of 5. Okay, it must be string, not int. So we should be passing. Okay, it should be string, right? Let's run it. So we can see 13. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it did give just index position of this string. If we use Python, then it will give 0. So both find and index worked in similarly. So we can use is alpha to check whether the given string doesn't take any arguments. So if we run Python strings.py, it did give false as output because there is no alphabetical is alpha. Yeah, that's because we have space characters in here. So if we remove these space characters, and then it will give true because all are alphabetical or mean characters. So we can see that the output is true. Similarly is numeric. So if we have only numbers in this string, then it will return true. So it return false because there is no number. So if we have mix of numbers and strings, then also it will give it will return false. If we have only numbers, and then it will return true. And similarly, we okay, this is join. So join is used to concatenate the iterable strings, I mean iterable element of strings. Let's see. Let's say we have L equals to this is awesome. So I want to join these three strings with space, I mean separated by space. Then what I can do, I can do just a space character string and then do use dot join and then pass L as the argument. And once we okay, let's clear this out and run Python strings.py. So here we can see that all the words are joined with space. If I use comma here, and then we can see it just joined with the comma. So that's how we use dot join, and it can be either any iterable. Let's use tuple here instead of list. Let's test it out. So we got the same output. So starts with, we can use starts with to starts with to check whether the string starts with that word or not. So let's use s equals to Java. Let's use Golang is faster than Python. So what we want to use, we want to use starts with. So print just starts with go. So it returns a boolean value Python strings.py. So it did return true because it starts with go. Let's say it starts with Java. Let's run it. So it did return false because it is not starting with false. Similarly, we can use ends with a method as well. So let's use ends with Java, which is false because it is not ending with Java. Let's use Python. It will return true because it is ending with Python. So that's how we can use different string methods. So we use all these methods very frequently, but we have other methods as well. So it will be lengthy if we cover all those methods, but I'll show you how we can check these methods and the documentation using ipython. So if you don't have ipython installed, and then just use pip to install ipython. I already have the installed package of ipython, so I'll just open it. I just need to type ipython to open ipython shell. So here we can see that. So once we get that, we can just define any string. Let's say name. Okay, let's define s equals to John. Then just to type s and then dot and then press tab. So once you press tab, it will show all available methods on the string. So let's say I want to get documentation for case fold. So this is a after once I get that, and then just use double question mark to get the documentation. So here we can see that. So it is return a version of string suitable for caseless comparisons. So we can use this. Yes, let's say we have two strings. This one equals to ABCD and S2 equals to ABCD. Or let's use the uppercase. So if you want to compare these with case sensitive, and then we can just get this as this one dot case fold and equals to two dot case fold. So that's how we can compare strings using caseless comparisons. So that's how we can check it. Let's say if you don't find any documentation here, just use this method and go to browser, just search for that string method. Just type python first and then paste the method name. So we can find all these resources. So we can go through, I mean, we can check these resources, or we can find the official documentation that is python org. Or If you want to check it in Python official documentation, then just type docs. So here we can get Python functions, or just use double quote here, so we can get that. So here we can see that case fold. So that's how we can find the documentation here, but I'll suggest go through the first links that you find, because those are the valid, I mean easy to find links. So if you go to W3 schools here, so here we have an example to see how it works. So similarly, um, we can find the documentation. I mean, if you didn't find the documentation here in IPython, then you can just type it in browser and you can find the relative examples there. So let me use this to get other. Okay, let's use capitalize to get the documentation. Or just use help. So we can get help on this as well. Capitalize method built in STR instance, and this let's use it for other, any other is printable help. So here we can see that is printable method of built-in str. So looks like here we are not getting the much information of usage, so we can directly search the different usage of these methods. So we can able to find a start and then this tab, so you can able to see all available string methods. So we can just copy the name here, I mean the method name, and go to browser and search for it. You will find a lots of examples on web. So that's how we can able to find the best usage of the method in quick way. So instead of going through all these stuff, if you go to just if you go to browser and then type the Python as first keyword, and then within quotes just pass that method and then search, so then it will give the best results in the web. So you can check it there for multiple examples. So I hope it helps. So if you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.